Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my video, and today I will be doing a quick little test flight for you of my Quanum XJ470. Let's see if I can get it in shot here. And you have not seen this so far on my channel in terms of flying. I did a unboxing and a quick little build guide overview, and this is the first flight that I'll be publishing. I'll just run over some of the components real quick. It's the Quanum XJ470 carbon folding frame I have here. The motors are LD Power M2810s. And the props are LD Power 12x55s, and the battery is a Turnigy Nanotech 4000 mAh 4S 35 to 70C, and that's pretty much, you know, the basics of it. There's a couple other things in there, but nothing too fancy. So let's turn on my Tyrannus here. And I don't have the GPS on my HK Pilot, the APM in there working. It just, my computer won't pick up the switches for my Tyrannus, so. And I've tried everything, so really I just bought a SP3 Deluxe board with GPS from Banggood. It was about another $100. I'm going to try that out because that works on clean flight. So hopefully that will work. Let's plug in the quad. Okay, sit there. And I'm going to let it, just in case, I'm going to wait till the GPS starts to blink there. Even though, because I do have a return to launch set up on here, I believe. But that's, whatever. I won't wait for it. And I don't have a battery buzzer plugged in. There we go. I have power. I armed it. So let's just spool it up. Okay, now I am flying in stabilized mode, and I'll try and talk above it, because it is pretty loud. However, for its size, I was kind of surprised. Let's hover up close first. And I do have a GPS lock now. You see those LEDs on there look pretty awesome. Okay, and I'm just flying in stabilized mode, which means I have a limited 45-degree bank angle. And with this battery, I've been getting about, if I really go really slow in hover, and I drain it all the way down, I've been getting 20 minutes of flight times, but more sport and playing it safe, 15 minutes. And if it's cold, shorter. So just flying around real slow here. And this is pretty much stock APM flight settings on the PIDs. I did have to, when I first test flew it, it shook really bad, so I had to lower the P gain quite a bit, and now it flies a lot better. However, it still definitely needs tuned better, but I can't use the auto tune feature because I can't get my flight switches to work, so, you know, I'll have to see how the SP3 board does. I'm just flying around real slow here. And the range, I should easily get a mile with my X8R receiver and Tyrannus here. Pretty high quality radio gear. So let's kick it up a notch and let's go a little faster. This definitely can move. Let's see, let's try and get close to the ground here. That was definitely not full pitch and not full throttle. But I bet this thing can easily go 60 if I really open it up. I'm not even really pushing it yet. But I don't want to go too much faster because the power distribution board in there came with the HK Pilot is actually only made for, it's meant to be used in small 250 size quads. And this is at 470, so it says it's rated to 60 amps. And around hover, if I connect this to my laptop, I get live flight data. It says I draw around 20 amps hovering, and when I punch it, 70. So I don't want to go too crazy. And I don't have camera gear yet because I don't have the money for that right now. That's going to be about another $300 for a Theutech Pro 3-axis gimbal and a SJ5000X Elite. As you can see, let's do a throttle punch here. Okay, let's bring it a little closer. See if I can follow it. it does, you saw it pitched forward and kind of wobbled when it first started off upon a lot of throttle. That's one of the problems it has is with the bad tuning right now. But, you know, it flies good enough, line of sight and stabilized mode. I think it just sounds so mean and menacing. This thing's a beast. Alright, just drift on by there. The prop sounds so cool. And then my one motor mount, my front right, I don't know if you can see it there, is actually a little bit bent. Hopefully you can see that. That's because I had it entered failsafe and tried to return to home, but the GPS lock wasn't so great. And it actually hit the side of my house and fell about 20 feet. No damage to the house or anything, but it did bend that motor mount. But it seems to be flying just fine with it. And I did buy a second frame to replace the parts because there are no spare replacement parts. The big negative of it. But I haven't changed it yet because it seems to do just fine with it. Let's try a funnel. There's a full funnel. Getting away a little bit. Okay, I think that was good enough overall. Let's come back in and land it. Don't want to make this flight too long. And then throttle down to the left to disarm. As you can see there, I've now disarmed. So there we go. That was the quick flight of my Quantum XJ470, my new aerial photography build that you'll be seeing quite a bit more of on my channel in the coming months, you know, whatever. But right around off weight so far is, I believe, 1,500 grams as it is now, so about 3 pounds. So not that bad, but this motor, these motors and props, this power system definitely is pretty good for this setup here. Lots of thrust and lots of efficiency with these 12-inch carbon fiber props. So there we go, is the quick test. Stay tuned for more of the review, and hopefully once I get the GPS functions and everything figured out, I'll have another video on that. But stay tuned for that, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.